Institute attached to UCLA in California did a study and showed that most LGBT people in California are not living in coupled relationships. And Amber Hollibaugh, when she was senior strategist of NGLTF, said it looked from her data as though most LGBTQ people age not in couples. So that the emphasis on marriage might perhaps be replaced by looking at recognizing partnership in households in a broader way, having a menu of civil union, domestic partnership, reciprocal beneficiary that would recognize non-conjugal households and other ways of living, rather than all this focus strictly on marriage and on only offering certain benefits to people who are in a romantic relationship, which is what has ended up happening in Utah, which is very interesting. It's one of those paradoxical things where people who are living under very repressive conditions, they have a superdoma there, which not only forbids marriage, but also any marriage.
When you say superdoma, you mean Defensive Marriage Act?
Yes, a super Defensive Marriage Act, which forbids not only marriage between same-sex partners, but any marriage-like recognition. So they are really working from a very difficult position with the Republican dominance in the LDS Church, and yet they've worked out some positions that are really in some ways more progressive than the mainstream, than the national lesbian and gay movement. Well, they're arguing for an adult joint support registry at a statewide level. And that means that if it were your cousin or your best friend or your lover, you can register with and have access to medical decision-making and inheritance rights and certain basic recognitions that people who are economically interdependent and residentially interdependent need, without having to show or what your sexual life is like, or asking the state in some sense to recognize your romantic or sexual life. Instead, you're just registering who it is you need these particular set of benefits with. So that actually offers protections to a broader group of people than lesbian and gay couples, than marriage would, and also to people who are straight, also, who may not want the full marriage rights and obligations and benefits that go along with marriage, to register people, whoever it is that they want to be able to share their responsibilities with. So that turns out offering more to more people. They also really are emphasizing the fact that there are many things that are needed nationwide that are not offered by marriage, though marriage has become almost a stand-in for full civil equality. So, you know, in many states, people don't have basic housing protection or basic job.
What does housing protection mean?
Meaning anti-discrimination laws that prevent you from being thrown out of your housing for your gender identity or your sexual practices.
Jobs. Human Rights Campaign just came out with this report, State of the Workplace. 30 states. In 30 states, you can be fired for your sexual orientation.
Yeah. You know, and there are 40 states that have some version of a legislative or constitutional DOMA, meaning marriage is really not on the agenda in those states. And many of those states then need a lot of attention to all the other kinds of requirements, anti-discrimination, the need for anti-discrimination laws, but also the need that really cross movements and constituencies. If you look at what the majority of LGBTQ people need, it's health care, it's retirement benefits, it's child care, it's the things that cut across constituencies. And if we could focus on those things that most of us need and have in common with others, we might be able to produce a kind of coalition politics that would be less isolating for the gay movement. And queer issues, it could be defined expansively and produce alliances with, say, the AARP, who certainly has an interest in getting some recognitions for Golden Girl households, right?
What do you mean?
In other words, the sort of Golden Girl household, to have the right to remain in the house when your friend dies, to have the right to make medical decision making if your friend is in the hospital, when someone really functions as your next of kin. And many elderly households have that kind of structure rather than a marital structure. So there's an interest, an overlapping interest in asking for a broader, more diverse, democratic range of partnership and household recognition forms. Rather than focusing so entirely on marriage, we might even ask separation of church and state to have marriage be a private thing and have civil union, domestic partnership, reciprocal beneficiary available across the board for many kinds of households. That would take the state out of the business of sexual regulation altogether, while still providing us with those lists of benefits that actually the folks in Utah, when their Common Ground initiative there, they made a list of the rights and benefits that are needed, rather than putting together a kind of symbolic single package, which marriage sort of functions as. And they found that majority polling in the state of Utah, an overwhelmingly Mormon state, they got majority support for the list of those individual benefits and rights. And it allowed them to show that they had in the state a majority who supported the kinds of recognitions and benefits that people want when they ask for marriage, if you took the word marriage out of it.
Your assessment of President Obama?
Oh, what a disappointment. What a disappointment. He came into office really arguing to remove DOMA, to argue that DOMA was unconstitutional, and then the Obama administration filed a brief in support of DOMA that really went way beyond simply defending DOMA, which arguably they were required to do. But the language of the brief, they could have worded it in a way that undercut DOMA rather than really making anti-gay arguments in that brief. And there has been no other action on any kind of LGBTQ issue until right now. There's starting to be some response now that the LGBT movement is starting to be angry.
And your use of the word queer,
yes,
the Q for queer.
Yes.
We get letters for and against.
Yes. Well, I was trying to alternate back and forth between LGBT and Q, and because different constituencies have different preferences, and queer is a term which really emphasizes dissent against the normal, against normalization, and against the normative. Whereas lesbian and gay doesn't necessarily do that. Sometimes it's enlisted in asking for becoming part of the normal. So there are a range of different positions that are attached to these terms, and people have very different responses to them. So when you read out the entire name of the Audre Lorde Project, you were specifying many of the terms that people like to be referred to with.
We will leave it there.
Okay.
I want to thank you for being with us. Lisa Dugan, activist and writer. That does it for our show. A very happy birthday to Karen Arnucci and Jeremy Seitz. Democracy Now! Produced by Mike Berkshire. For WD's Angelique Hammond, I'm Amy Goodman. Thanks for joining us.